with the weather we're having today here in New York, I definitely didn't want to leave, knowing that that was on its way, knowing that this was on its way. That was me last Thursday in Northern Virginia in 76-degree weather. 7 hours later, I was in 38-degree weather in New York. But I came back lighter than I was when I left that morning. But I didn't realize how heavy I was. How a heaviness was on me. And I didn't realize it until I was getting ready to leave. I was on that 495. I was just like, Rashon, you feel so light. And I definitely did. I went down to get my car inspected. My car inspection was time for it to be up. The month was getting ready to end, so I needed to go before the month ended, before this weather that we're having came. So the plan was to just do a turnaround. Go there, get the inspection, get some food, visit some places that I wanted to visit. Didn't happen though. I'll tell you why. But it was still a good trip. It was good. Got the inspection, passed the inspection, almost. I had to get my light fixed, my brake light fixed. And I had just gotten that done last year for my inspection. Anyway, got that fixed, got that taken care of, drove off, going to get me a smoothie from Tropical Smoothie, because there's no Tropical Smoothie up here, and I love their smoothies. And my car decided to kiss the curb. And got out the car, pulled over, got out, didn't see anything, all good. Got back in the car, drove a little bit, low tire pressure light came on. Just like, oh my gosh. So got to where I was going, got into the parking lot, got out the car, tire on the ground. But I was still happy. I was still not mad as I could have been. Called around to different places. Nobody had my tire in stock that I needed. Well, we can get it to you tomorrow. I know I need to go back tonight. We can get it to you. No, I definitely need to be back by the weekend. By tomorrow. By tonight, I need to be back. Everybody was gracious. This one particular person in business that I called, I believe his name was Carl. I want to say thank you to him. He probably won't see this video, but I just want to shout him out and say thank you to him, because he helped me not get as down as I could have in that moment. He was very gracious. He didn't have it. He said, "I'm sorry, Queen." And that made me feel happy. Didn't know me from Adam. Didn't know me from Eve. Just that term of endearment made me happy. And then I called out to God. I'm just like, God, what are you doing? Why? I was just coming down here to get my inspection, get a smoothie, and go back to New York. That's all. And he was like, and he heard me. And he said, he got you. He's going to take care of you. It's going to come. What you need is going to come. And I believe either the call after I made to him, or 2 calls after I made to him. Called someone. They had a tire. Not the exact tire I needed, but something that would hold me to New York. And he came to where I was, the person that ended up helping me, Mr. Munar. I hope I'm saying his name. Mr. Munar came over to where I was and changed my tire out for me. Took the old tire and was on my way. That could have dampened my spirit, but it didn't. I feel like if it was in New York, and feeling that, and knowing that I felt heavy, and knowing that everything that I was going through, was just weighing on me, and I didn't know it until I was in Virginia on Thursday, that I could have been more upset than I was. So I say all that to say that is the pill that I was popping. It was really not a pill. It's the vitamin. Vitamin DMV is good for me. DC, Maryland, and Virginia has always been a place of happiness for me, a place of a feeling of belonging, of feeling at home. Northern Virginia is the first home that I remember. Yes, I was born in Hawaii, but don't remember Hawaii as a child. Remember it when I went back almost 7 years ago. Time to go back. Well, it has been 7 years ago. It's time to go back. But Northern Virginia, living in Northern Virginia, and Fort Belvoir, Virginia, was the first home I remember. Going to church in Maryland, Fort Washington, at Ebenezer, AME. It's the first church I remember going to. Happy place. And then being in the DC area, then being not too far from DC, going to DC, going to the monument, Washington Monument, and seeing the fireworks as a child. I still have that memory. And then going back to DC to go to school to Howard. And then going back almost 6 years ago. No, 7 years ago. And going back to even further down Virginia and living, and it being a good experience for the most part. Yes, there was not always good days. Yes, there was trials and tribulations, but for the most part, like the song says, my good days outweighed my bad days living in Virginia. And Virginia, the DMV, is just my happy place. It really is. It really is. And I didn't know how heavy I felt until I didn't feel like I was heavy anymore. That Thursday, I was actually on my way back. I was still in Virginia, but I didn't realize until I was on my way back to New York how heavy I felt. I was on 495, getting ready to get on 495. And I said, Rashon, you feel light. I guess with all the death that I experienced, going through the aftermath of being in yet another car accident, and just not, I guess, working the way I wanted to, money not coming in the way I wanted to, getting orders from my business ideas like I want to, not selling my book like I want to, was just weighing on me. And then just going through everyday life and just realizing that a symptom of having spina bifida, one of the symptoms, or a thing that comes with having spina bifida, which I am experiencing now. I don't think I've ever talked about it publicly, only to close family members, is depression. And I would say that everything that I felt, everything that I was going through, everything I was feeling was depression. And a lot of people around me, because it's new to me, because of that feeling is new to me, it's new to people around me, me going through that and feeling that, they say, well, it's not that bad. You can do this, you can do that. It's not that bad. You can change it. That's all well and good for you to say it, but it's easier said than done when you are not in that situation. And then me having to deal with it myself and dealing with my thoughts, dealing with my feelings. Like I said, it's something new for me, so I don't even know how to navigate through it. So I can't express to someone and make them understand how I am feeling where they're understand. So I feel like just that trip alone was a lot of self exploration and some things that I realized, and then talking to my gumbo mom about some things on the way back up to New York. I think that helped with the feeling of heaviness. I was able to talk to her about some things that I was feeling. So I came back with a new mindset, but I know that I'm going to need a dose of vitamin D and V every so often. So I'm going to try to go down there at least once a month. I need to do it at least once a month. Doing a turnaround is good. If I could do a couple of days, that'd be even better. But I am good for now. I'm not enjoying this weather. I'm not enjoying being in the house. I don't like being cooped up, y'all. But what can I say? I'm here. I'm going to stay in the house. If y'all have to go out and it's snowing or it's bad weather where y'all, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. What is your happy place? What is something that changes your mood, changes your attitude, something that just gives you joy? Just being there or seeing that person or doing. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be the daylight in someone else's life. And enjoy the daylight in yours. And oh yeah, the last day of the month, which is the last day of Black History Month. I hope you learned something about Black history that you didn't know before the month started. And now you know that the month is ending. But Black history is not just confined to 28 days out of 100, or out of 365 or 366 days of the year. People in the African diaspora are making history every day. Every day. We matter in this world. Remember that, people of African descent. You matter. No matter what this world tells you, you matter. Be proud to be of African descent. I know I am. Peace.